Lifting one by one. One hand can lift a burden. One clasp lifts a soul. One hug shows you care. One smile begins a friendship. One laugh will conquer gloom. One song uplifts a spirit. One goal can bring change. One dream can save the world. One class can bring opportunities. One idea can inspire generations. One voice can spark a change. One heart can inspire a nation. That is the power of one mentor. Lifting one by one, Mentors International is transforming generational poverty into sustainable self-reliance.
Welcome, friends. I'm Chris Dunn, CEO of Mentors International. We're so grateful to each of you for your ongoing support and engagement. Lifting families and individuals out of poverty and helping mentor them along their journey to sustainable self-reliance has been our mission at Mentors International for over 32 years. Our revolutionary one-on-one mentoring model creates life-changing opportunities for thousands of families and individuals all over the world, each and every year. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working very closely with our dedicated teams in the field and meeting with and interacting with many of these inspiring families and individuals. And all of them have the same hopes and dreams: to improve their lives and to create opportunities for growth and prosperity and happiness for their families. Well, thanks to your incredibly generous support, we're pleased to report that Mentors International has been able to extend its reach even further this past year, serving more families and individuals in need than ever before. We opened operations in both Kenya and Malawi this past year. I recently had the privilege of participating in our open house in Malawi. What an amazing event. 3 of our students from Malawi wrote a song about Mentors International. And I want to share just a portion of that song with you right now.
I'm a grad to be part of Meta International. As a student, international. You bend the eye, we a pioneer. You bend the eye, we a winner. The Meta is here to guide you. It's here to sustain you. To be self-reliant. Stick with them all like a boat in a night. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. So I'm hard, like a story. What's up, mango color, feel the story. Find a way, make a money. If you wanna talk about a business, you just wanna be the mentor. And then when you ready, you wanna be excited. I'm the winner, I'm the winner, I'm the winner.
Yes, these young people are winners. One by one, they're changing their lives and their circumstances. Through our powerful mentoring and education programs, they're increasing their incomes, learning to serve others, and helping their economies grow and prosper. Over the next hour, you'll hear some amazing and inspiring stories. We've also invited some special friends to share their talents and experiences with us. And we're very excited to welcome back Bruce and Derek Hough, who will be serving as MCs for our virtual event again this year. Bruce is a long-standing and influential member of the Mentors International Board of Directors. He's a leader, a teacher, a successful entrepreneur, and he's held key leadership positions in a number of important businesses and organizations. He's an enthusiastic ambassador for Mentors International and a great personal friend. And Bruce, I'm going to let you do the honors in introducing your amazing son, Derek, who probably doesn't need a lot of introduction for this audience.
Thank you very much, Chris. I'm excited to be here with my son, Derek. As always, it's great to be with him. You know him as a best-selling author, as a dancer, as a singer. He's currently serving as a judge on Dancing with the Stars. Finished a residency in Las Vegas, planning a tour for next year. He's a busy guy. If you don't know about him, just Google him. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors for tonight who have made this virtual event possible. Thank you to our caring heart sponsors, Ken and Althea, Willie and Gary and Kathy Free.
And a huge thank you goes out to all the Changing Lives sponsors, Big O Tires, Eco Shield, and Richard and Sean Tanner. We also appreciate and thank our building community sponsors. They are DB Urban Communities, John and Rebecca Hawkins, and the Eccles Foundation.
And because of these sponsors' generous support, 100% of the donations and the proceeds of the silent auction items purchased will go directly to the programs and services of Mentors International. A special thank you goes out to one generous anonymous donor. They're going to match all donations up to $50,000,
Wow.
thus doubling your impact.
That's incredible. And then don't forget about the silent auction that's going on as well. Some great items are up for bid, many coming directly from the countries where Mentors International serves. There are links to the auction on the Mentors International website as well as in the comments and descriptions. The silent auction will end Saturday, October 8th at 9 p.m. Mountain Time.
We're so excited to virtually spend the next hour with you. We have visited with Mentors International team members in several of the countries in which they serve. Mm-hmm. And we have met some of the most phenomenal families who are receiving mentoring and training. For 32 years, wow. Mentors International has been a premier nonprofit bringing lasting change through innovative mentoring programs. Mm-hmm. These programs transform the lives of individuals and families, breaking the cycle of generational poverty and helping individuals achieve sustainable self-reliance.
Yeah, each year Mentors International impacts over 17,000 individuals and families in 13 developing countries. We have been blessed to meet with several of these families, sitting with them in their homes and hearing their inspirational stories, and it truly has been life-changing for us.
It really has.
We're going to be sharing some of those stories with you all throughout this event.
Mentors leads with mentoring. It is in our name, and it is what we do best. In developing countries, mentoring can mean the difference between failure and lasting success.
Mentors International starts each individual's journey towards greater self-reliance and mentoring. These in-country mentors start the process by really getting to know each individual, their families, and their personal needs and circumstances. They help these mentees, as we call them, accomplish three key things: identify their long-term goals, set their short-term objectives, and create a plan to achieve their vision of success. I know I wouldn't be where I am today without the support of my mentors.
Individuals are taught financial literacy, how to track income and expenses, pay off consumer debt, avoid personal debt, and set aside money for monthly savings. These mentoring lessons are not just a one-and-done event. On average, these mentees receive mentoring for about 9 to 12 months.
These individuals need advice, education, encouragement, and sometimes even tough love to succeed in business, their careers, and their lives. With a dedicated mentor by their side, these mentees have a trusted colleague whom they can turn to when they need help. They also have someone who will hold them accountable, pushing them to reach each goal. Mentors International teaches skills that will serve these families for a lifetime.
Mentors' job-focused training courses ensure that these worthy individuals have access to the tools and resources they need to help these mentees reach their goals.
These mentors are local leaders with diverse educational backgrounds, vast industry experience, and a record of successful volunteer work. They're local to the countries they serve, enabling them to offer invaluable insights into the best ways to support their local communities. They understand the unique challenges and opportunities that exist in each country and are deeply committed to the success of each mentee. Together, they are actively lifting one by one. I would like you to meet Luis from Mexico.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es Luis Miguel Cahuichcán, soy de esta población de Tamec, Yucatán. Recibí la invitación para unos cursos en los cuales fueron impartidos por Mentors International, y tomé los cursos ya de computación para principiantes, un curso para ventas. Pues da la casualidad no he tenido empleo. De hecho también se mencionó algo así como cómo conseguir un empleo, a dónde acudir, y pues, ya con esta chispa nuevamente que despertó en mí decir, pues tienes el potencial, que falta, porque nada más despertarlo y vámonos, muévete y vámonos, y eso fue. Este sueño, este proyecto lo traía de tiempo atrás, y esta vez se fue cristalizando a través también de la mentoría. Mueven nuevamente esas fibras de ese sueño. Es cuando chispas, ¿qué está pasando? Y como que uno despierta de ese letargo y vamos a echarle ganas. O sea que pues hemos aquí ya con este inicio del proyecto, precisamente por la mentoría. Entonces en este caso, al adquirir la moto, pues ya me muevo con toda la facilidad y para apoyar y fomentar lo que realmente se requiere. Por decirlo así, si te tomas tanto refresco y esto al día, y te das cuenta cuánto consumes a la semana, al mes, al año, wow, haciendo números de lo poquito suma bastante. Claro. Entonces si nos percatamos de que muchas veces podemos vivir no es algo tan apremiante y podemos prescindir de ello, pues sí nos ayuda con las finanzas. Claro. Y pues de ahí se va sufragando en los pagos de la moto, por decirlo así. Se me hacía un nudo en la garganta, a veces no podía ni siquiera expresarles el agradecimiento, porque pues lo que pensaba yo en un momento dado casi titánico, por decirlo así, que me iba a llevar una semana, pues se hizo no en 7 días, sino que en menos de 7 horas. Sí, fue maravilloso. En un momento dado que tengan alguna actividad en la cual yo pueda acompañarle, pues también que me invitaran. En este caso, pues si es a la situación, pues con mucho gusto. Siempre, claro, estamos para como quien dice, ser recíprocos, porque es bonito recibir, pero creo que también es bonito el dar. Pues muchísimas gracias nuevamente.
It's amazing how something as simple as not buying soda anymore could change someone's life. Luis' mentors helped him realize that by saving his money and watching his expenses, he could buy a motorcycle, fulfill more orders, and increase his income. His story is just one of thousands of personal experiences as to the growth they've experienced by learning from Mentors International.
You know, we've traveled, to many of these locations where we visited with mentors as they go one by one, family by family, mentoring and teaching, lifting individuals to greater levels of self-reliance. It's the mission of Mentors International. These mentored individuals are not only inspired to reach their goals, but they often go on to uplift and mentor others. Their success ripples throughout the community, helping their incomes improve, all while lifting one by one. Otto, our good friend, has been serving as our country director and a mentor in Honduras for over 12 years now. He's been helping to teach the local farmers in his region. He has been mentoring and instructing about different vegetables that grow well in their climate and bring in higher prices. Things like sweet potatoes, yum. Otto has been encouraging farmers to invest in irrigation equipment so that they can bring in 2 harvests a year instead of just 1, thereby doubling their incomes.
When Honduras was shut down during the first couple of years of this pandemic, these farmers who had been receiving mentoring would gather together extra sweet potatoes and give them to starving families who were begging for food in the streets. These little acts of service were very meaningful and blessed many lives during these difficult times.
I visited the operations of Mentors International in many of the countries in which we serve, and each time I'm touched by the love, compassion, and dedication of not only the mentors, but the individuals and families that they serve. They want to keep learning. They want to improve. and they want to keep paying it forward and serving others.
These job-focused training courses offered by Mentors International provide students the opportunity to learn life skills, business skills, and in-demand trades that will position them to either start their own business or to work at someone else's.
Not everyone wants to run their own business.
Sure.
It can be tough.
Yeah.
Many would like to increase their skills, however, and job opportunities through vocational training. This vocational training sets Mentors International apart from other nonprofits that focus solely on helping families out of poverty. We met Stan, who took the graphic design course from Mentors International in Honduras. Before he was introduced to Mentors, he didn't have a job and he had very limited options. He shared with us that he felt pretty hopeless. After completing this course, he could get some side jobs doing graphic design for his friends and family. Stan continued learning and took English classes and a sales and customer service course from Mentors. He then qualified for and obtained a steady paying job with a local company. His company got 7 new clients last month because of his efforts. This job is a great blessing because he can also help support his mother as she is currently fighting cancer.
Stan has an artistic passion. He wanted to design and create things. Before learning from Mentors International, he told us that he didn't know how to express himself. It was Mentors that gave him the push he needed. Stan saved his money to buy his own computer. Today, he does extra graphic design jobs on the side. His dream is to work for a big marketing company. Stan shared with us that Mentors was the catalyst for his journey. It helped light the fire within his soul to pursue what he loves. And Stan is very grateful for the knowledge and training he received from Mentors International.
Well, thanks to the many generous donations that we receive, we continually to invest in the development of new vocational courses. These courses help meet the needs of the local job markets. No cookie cutter approach here. Mentors International works to improve its technological capabilities by providing these courses virtually throughout the countries where we serve. Whether a class is in person or online, an instructor is always present and engaging with the students during each class, making sure that everyone understands the material. It's synchronous learning.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Alondra.
Hi, my name is Fredman David Hernandez Rodriguez.
Hi, my name is Nelly Oces, and I would like to talk a little bit about myself and my experience here in Mentors International, specifically in ZC training course.
My life before knowing Mentors International was stressful, and at the same time was a little bit complicated because I was looking for a place which teach me English and help me to get a job.
Before Mentors International, my life was maybe a life without purpose, you know?
And my life before I met Mentors International was a little bit stressful because I didn't have a goal. But when I met Mentors International, and it was much better because I learned a lot about how to be more secure, how to have more confidence.
Also, I had a lot of dreams to fulfill. For example, the first one was to get a job in a call center, but I didn't know how to do it.
My experience in the call center course was amazing, and they helped me a lot to improve my English, how to communicate with others.
Being here is something that have taught me to have more confidence in myself. I have learned many things. I also have discovered that I have many skills that I didn't know how to use. But here in the course, I have learned how to do it.
My experience being here was totally amazing because I met a lot of my friends here. Also, I met my teacher, who was an excellent teacher. He always was happy, and that motivated us to come to the classes and obviously learn.
You're gonna learn a lot.
You look to the other people as a friend, as a family, and that's what I feel from you.
I feel grateful. I feel grateful with them because they help me with my English and they help me to get a job. And also, I feel that I have to give them in the future maybe my help doing service hours to give more than they offered me in the past.
I got a job. I'm gonna be an English teacher. So perhaps it's not in a call center, but the course helped me a lot because of the experience during the course helped me to pass the job interview.
When I met Mentors International, I learned a lot. It helped me to be more secure. It helped me to set up my goals, and also they helped me to be a better person.
I am, I'm waiting for a call, so I am in the hiring process. I feel that I have enough skills to work for the call center now, in this moment. Before not, but now in this moment, I know how to do it. Yeah, I'm ready for the interview, I'm ready for the job environment.
Okay, I already got a job thanks to CC training. Yeah, and now I feel so happy and excited.
Right now, I'm in the hiring process because my goal is to start working from home. I feel so positive because I know I have the skill, I know I have the knowledge about call center, and I know I can do the best.
I would say that I feel happy and I feel comfortable because I would say that Mentors International is like my second house. I mean, it's like they are always interested about their students, so everything is perfect.
I have learned to have faith in myself. I have learned to have confidence, and I also have learned to be a different person.
I love Mentors International. Mentors International changed my life.
Their virtual model allows mentors to reach more families while keeping its overhead costs at a minimum. Mentors can reach students of all ages through their virtual classes. Country borders no longer limit where they can serve. This past year, mentors hired their first mentor in Venezuela. Their teachers in Peru help mentor and teach these deserving individuals, while our in-country mentor meets with these entrepreneurs and students one by one. Many of the students in Venezuela have been attending the sales and customer service course and working to develop their businesses. At the recent online graduation for these students, they expressed a profound gratitude for Mentors International. 46 students completed the sales and customer service class in Venezuela, and 67 small businesses are receiving mentoring today. There are very few opportunities available for them in their own country, and it is very difficult to provide for their families. It is a great blessing to teach and to mentor these people in the country through virtual training.
Yeah, being in Venezuela is a miracle because, as we all know, it's very difficult for Americans to integrate there. Mentor celebrates mentees who complete courses with a graduation ceremony. Some of these graduations are held in person and others are held virtually. But regardless of how the graduation is celebrated, each student is recognized for their hard work and dedication. There is a great sense of accomplishment felt from within that sparks positive change wherever they go. Over 5,800 students graduated from a vocational course this past year. Imagine the impact this will make on their communities. 70% of these vocational graduates are women. Women like Chrissy.
Hi. Hi. I just thank God for this wonderful day. And first of all, I just want to appreciate the founder of Mentors International for giving us support and he helped us to learn. We have learned a lot. Before starting this class, communication was very difficult. But at least now, we are able to communicate with our friends from outside. So it has helped us a lot. And we also learned about some skills, phonics skills, decoding skills, long and short vowels, and many more. I think some of us we don't know what I'm saying about, what I'm talking about. But I'm urging you to come to Mentors International, and you are going to learn more. And I'm encouraging you. Thank you so much for everyone. And thank you so much for Mentors for giving us this wonderful opportunity. To God be all the glory. Amen.
76% of these students go on to find employment, receiving promotions, or further their education. There is no charge for the programs provided by Mentors International. Instead, these participants pay for their education courses by performing 40 hours of approved and structured community service. It is called Service Currency. It is a simple program, but it makes such a profound difference. As a result, these students not only better themselves, but also improve the lives of others and the communities. Over 174,000 hours of service was performed during this past year.
We've witnessed this program firsthand and participated in some of those service projects. It's a miracle that this all gets accomplished. And some of the students look to these service opportunities as some of their best opportunities. We'd like to introduce Kathy Loveless as our keynote speaker. She's a wonderful person who's dedicated most of her life to service. She's the CEO and founder of Loveless Enterprises. She is an internationally acclaimed speaker and author. She designs and presents programs to help corporations, associations, and agencies become more productive and effectively deal with change. For decades, she has volunteered in various capacities and seeks to help others live their best lives every day.
Many people want to help others, but they're stuck. What can I do? I'm just one person. Where do I start? These are some of the questions often asked. I know opportunities abound if you will just listen to the promptings. I selected my first mentee 50 years ago when I was editor of a national magazine in Washington, D.C. My mentee, Katie Clayton, was excellent and made great progress. At the end of the internship, she returned to Salt Lake City to become the first travel section editor of the Deseret News and remains my dear friend today. Nearly 20 years later, when I started my professional speaking and consulting business, I began making money right away. In fact, my husband's comment was, "Your business is a license to print money." Other speakers came to me and said, "Kathy, why are you making money? We are sucking wind." To which I said, "Come over to my house and I will share with you everything I am doing." One at a time, 40 people took me up on my offer, but none of them made money. Then I realized two things have to occur in a mentoring relationship. First, mentees have to have skin in the game. Receiving something free only creates dependency. Second, they have to be held accountable. So I began charging for my program, and I held participants accountable for specific assignments. It made a world of difference. Let's turn to the idea of knowing when to help someone. This story began some years ago. I had been diagnosed with stage 4 non-smoker lung cancer. My left lung was cut out and I could barely speak, which was disastrous for a professional speaker. Worst yet, when one loses a whole lung, it's not like having your capacity cut in half. It's way worse. Think of your body needing one lung to oxygenate all of your organs, and you're needing the other lung to provide enough energy to put one foot in front of another. For a very long time, I could get out of bed, shower, and dress, but then I would be completely out of energy and would have to go back to bed. So now I'm figuring out, how am I going to survive from one day to the next? And what will my new life, one-lunged life, be like? Then, some months later, my husband of 40 years was diagnosed with colon cancer. and he died. For a very long time, I was in what I call the fog of death. You know you've been in it only when you start emerging out of it. So now I am accepting that the man who was also my kindergarten sweetheart was never again going to walk in the door, and I didn't have enough energy nor vocal strength to resume my international speaking career, but I was able to continue mentoring others. At the conclusion of one of my mentoring programs, a group of my mentees requested that I expand my offering also to include how to write their first books. So I developed a program on how to write, edit, publish, and market their first book. My next book writing program was going to start in a couple of weeks. One day, I decided to visit a nearby bagel shop. Never wanting to waste a minute of time, I always take my computer with me so I can work while I'm munching on my bagel. As I am typing and eating, I notice a very tall, about 6'1,000" African-American man walk past me on his way to the front counter. His head is shaved completely. He is wearing a tank top and has biceps about the size of boulders. But who's noticing? I watch him order a cup of coffee, go over to the side for a spoon, and then proceed to my left, where he sits near the window. I continue typing and finishing my bagel. As I am closing up my computer, I get the strongest impression that I am supposed to go talk to this man. Now, I'm a widow, have been for a few months, but I am not hitting on men, and I have no idea why I'm supposed to talk to him, nor what I am supposed to say. But this kind of thing happens to me all the time, and I don't question, I act. I figure I have about 3 Mississippi steps to figure out what I am supposed to say. 1 Mississippi, no idea. 2 Mississippi, nothing. Dang, I'm almost there and I don't know what to say. 3 Mississippi, now I'm standing right in front of him. He sets down his cup of coffee and looks up at me. Suddenly this falls out of my mouth. You look interesting. Tell me about yourself. What? Are you kidding? I think. Without a pause, he says, I'm a former player in the Canadian Professional Football League, and I just lost my job. I came down here to Salt Lake City to be with my girlfriend, but we had a fight and we've split up. I have lost everything. I don't even have a car. I got a ride to this bagel place so I could get something to eat. But what I really need is help finding out how to become a professional speaker. And I especially need help writing my book about my life. I stood there. Now, the phrase normally would come to mind in stunned silence. However, this sort of thing, as I said, has happened to me before. I so love how the Spirit works. I even find it humorous. So with a smile, I said to him, my name is Kathy Loveless. I'm a professional speaker, and for years, I have run a mentoring program to help others who also want to become professional speakers. And I just developed another program to help first-time writers write their books. We'll be holding that class in a few days. Here's my business card. If you would like to learn more, please call me. And again with a smile, I exited out the back door. Shortly after I arrived home, he called and said he wanted to come to my home to talk to me about my mentoring programs. So I told him where I live and how to get there. He said he would come up at 2 p.m. As soon as I hung up the phone, my intellectual self screamed at me, "You idiot! You are a widow, you are alone, and you just invited a man you know nothing about and who looks like the Hulk to come to your house." That intellectual self then called my neighbor and said, "Call my cell phone at 2:30, and if I don't answer, call the police." But my spiritual self was calm, and I knew I would be fine. At 2 p.m., the doorbell rang. I opened the door, and there stood 6'1,000" boulder bicep hunk guy. I knew he didn't have a car, so I was curious how he had arrived. Then I noticed the bicycle he had ridden miles up a very steep hill to get there. I invited him in, and we talked. Here was a broken man, a man who had lost everything except his dream to tell his story. I was able to bring him into our group of loving, encouraging, supporting, budding writers. He attended for months and was able to understand a little better the world of professional speakers and authors. I know that our Father in heaven knows the challenges and needs of each of us. I know that we chose to come to this earth where we knew we would have difficulties that, if met, those difficulties would enable our growth. I know that if we listen to the promptings and then act on them, each one of us can serve others in the most unpredictable ways. I also know that each of us has our agency, and that even when the Spirit intervenes to help us, we must take action. I wish I could conclude this with a happy ending, but I can't. After he attended the mentoring program for 4 months, without notice, he stopped coming. Then I received a handwritten letter from his mother. She said he was dealing with the consequences of his prior actions. He was in jail. The mentoring class members then wrote a letter to the judge and the adult probation and parole officer. They wrote of their admiration for how he had participated in the program, how he had wanted to share his life's lessons with others, and how he wanted to turn his life around. We never heard from him again. I'm hoping he took some comfort in knowing there was a group of friends who were willing to stick up for him profoundly. In the most unpredictable, bizarre ways, you can be a tool to help others when you listen to the Spirit and act upon those promptings, no matter how crazy they seem to be. You really can lift others one by one.
Thank you for your inspiring message, Kathy. I hope we can all seek out opportunities to serve others in unpredictable ways.
This is worth sharing again. Over 174,000 hours of service were performed in the name of Mentors International this past year, and the ripple effect of Mentors International continues to grow. That is a very impressive number, considering many of these countries still have many restrictions because of the pandemic.
Mentors expanded into Senahu in Guatemala, Siem Reap in Cambodia, Nairobi, Kenya, Lilongwe in Malawi, and of course we already mentioned Venezuela, all this past year.
And I think that is what we are trying to instill in most of our mentees, a change in mindset. That although this is what you have known since you were born or since you started living here, but there's a different way of doing things. There's a different way of life. So yeah, and I was talking to Lillian and Millicent in the office yesterday, and I said to them, if there's anything that we really want for our mentees, is a change of mindset. Because if somebody cannot change or they are not ready to change the way they think, then it will be very difficult for the help them. To us, that is the essence of this work. Because you walk into some of our clients' homes, you see how they live. You see some of them that have lost hope. It really challenges you as a person, and you start to see life in a very different way. and you are more grateful for what the Lord has blessed you with, you know, and that in a way inspires me, helping me to be able to have that burning desire to continue doing it more to more kids. So my life has really changed. The way I look at life in general, the way I look at the world, has really changed, you know. And I think I've learned. If there's any lesson that I've really learned since I joined Mentors International, it's that of gratitude. We're still just within Nairobi, and I have received numerous emails and phone calls from, you know, towns that are not within Nairobi, of course from members, that when are you launching your programs in our city? So we have to put them on a waiting list. Yeah, of course, I would really like to express my sincere gratitude to the donors. In fact, you know, we couldn't do this without them. And mine would be to encourage them to continue with that spirit of love towards, you know, their fellow human beings. No, you know, they have no idea how great of an impact they are making. You know, even just that $1, it goes into a great way of helping this. You should just see some of their faces when they receive this training, when they receive this mentoring. It is a life-changing for them, and our donors are very critical role in helping us reach out to these brothers and sisters. So to me, it's a million thank you to them, and to encourage them to, you know, continue with that spirit, that they should not be, you know, tired of doing this good, and that they continue to, even as they do that the Lord will continue to bless them, even as they continue to extend an arm to those that are in need out here. So to us is gratitude.
Demand for the programs and services provided by Mentors International has increased dramatically year to year. People are continually searching for a lifeline to help see them through the significant economic damage and uncertainties that still face them today, and have been intensified because of the pandemic. Because of the generous support, Mentors International is there as that answer. They are ready to provide a hand up.
We have some exciting news to share with you. You're hearing this right now for the first time. Mentors International is expanding in Africa once again. In January of 2023, we are going to begin mentoring and training in Cape Verde, Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing future success stories that will come from this small island nation. We are so excited to hear from Monica, our new program director and first mentor in Cape Verde.
I'm Monica Cardozo. I'm married and I have 3 boys. You know, we have 10 islands, and the islands depend on the tourism. And it was very, very difficult for our economy to be so much time like locked up with no people coming from abroad, and it was very, very bad. And the result is more poverty, you know, and that's why Mentors International is going to be a blessing here. Because people have no money here. Things are very difficult, very complicated. The level of unemployment is very high. Education is the key. Sometimes we have vacancies for jobs vacancies, but people are not educated. So with the trainings, people will be ready to work if they are called. A lot of people here have small business, so mentoring is going to be very, very important here, because people have business, but they don't know how to organize it, how to organize their budget, their products, and it's very complicated for them. We need mentorship here because people, they are kind of lost. They just don't know where to go, what to do, and with the trainings and the mentorships, it will be a kind of guide for them. Helping and donating for Mentors International is going to change people's lives. Because in a country where people don't have money to study, education is the key and it should be cheap. But here in my country, paper, it's not cheap, it's expensive. So with Mentors International here, we will have a high number of people with education. So with this education, they can provide self-reliance for them and for their families. Obrigada, Mentors International.
Continuing to share the great news and growth from Mentors International, where over 11,350 individuals received business mentoring and training this past fiscal year. They have grown their businesses and over 11,500 new jobs were created because of the efforts of mentors.
That's a big number.
It is.
When needed after business training, mentors also provide microloans to entrepreneurs who need a small infusion of capital to grow their businesses. The average microloan from Mentors International is only about $172. After an individual receives their microloan, Mentors continues to monitor their progress and development through one-on-one mentoring. Elide is one of these businesswomen who received a microloan this past year.
Mi nombre es Elide Sarabia y pues yo trabajo aquí en la estética que tengo y me dedico a cortar cabello. Pues esta maquinita pues es lo que le digo que adquirimos a través del crédito y pues sí me está funcionando muy bien. Todos vienen y me dicen, esa maquinita, son de las profesionales, ¿verdad? Me dicen. Cuando nos empezaron a dar el curso, ¿no? Yo digo, voy a cumplir con este curso, porque ya tomé ese papelito, siento que es un compromiso para mí, y tomé el curso. Entonces cuando me dijeron eso, entonces ya ve que es lo mismo, y cada mes tengo que pensar que tengo que cumplir, y ahora pues ya ve que ya mero estamos casi a punto de terminar con ello, y es lo que les digo, que yo les agradezco mucho de verdad ese tipo de ayuda que le dan a la gente y que nos dieron a nosotros en su momento. De igual manera yo he aprendido más de lo que yo he vivido con mi estética durante 20 años. Lo veo ahora reflejado por los apuntes que yo hago, ¿no? Pero antiguamente no tenía esa idea de si viene mucha gente o no, o cuánto era la ganancia que yo tenía. Entonces ahora pues le vuelvo a repetir que sí estoy notando, se ve reflejado en lo que yo hago. Ahora pues yo veo un cambio y pues sí les agradezco a todas las personas que conforman Mentors International. Gracias, Mentors International.
Elide just needed to buy new clippers. I love the one she said she learned more from her mentor than she had learned from the previous 20 years of running her beauty salon.
A donation this evening of just $172 provides an opportunity to jumpstart a business just like Elide's. This small donation will change the life of a small business owner in a developing country. So click the donation link right now in the comments and description and make a donation to create lasting change for generations to come.
Yes. You should do that right now. Okay. You should just go down there, click it, make the donation, change someone's life. It's truly incredible to see it firsthand. They're really going to make a meaningful change in the countries where they serve. They really, really will.
The theme throughout this event has been lifting one by one. Everyone has the opportunity to help someone else, no matter what their present circumstances may be. Because of generous donors like you, we're able to assist many families during the darkest times. Donate what you can. When we can all live together, we can move mountains and change the world one person and one family at a time. You can do that right now when you donate to Mentors International.
Please make a donation right now. Click the link in the comments and description. We have a very special treat for you as part of our program. The nationally acclaimed tenor trio GENTRI will be performing for all of us. They recently returned from a trip to Peru where they were able to have similar experiences that my dad and I have shared with Mentors International. And we're so excited to hear about their stories and especially excited to hear them perform.
So good.
So now we would like to welcome Brad Robbins, Casey Elliott, and Bradley Quinn Lever.
Hi everybody, good evening. My name is Brad Robbins.
I'm Casey Elliott.
I'm Bradley Quinn Lever. And together we are GENTRI, the Gentleman Trio, and we are so excited to be a part of the Mentors International Virtual Gala. We're actually here down in Texas, here on tour right now, and wanted to just share a couple thoughts with you about our recent trip to South America, to the beautiful country of Peru, where we were invited at the hand of Mentors International to go down and see and experience firsthand the incredible work that they are doing. For me, guys, it was my first time to South America, but I know each of you have spent time down there before.
It was 20 years ago. I was on my mission in Argentina, and the language slowly came back, slowly started returning. But it was also, I was thinking about me being in Russia where you served and being as lost as you were in South America.
No, I was grateful to have these guys. The language came back, and it was really, honestly, a huge blessing because it enabled us to connect with the people in a way that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do.
Honestly, it was heart to heart, right? When you can't communicate with the language, it's straight heart to heart connection. So that was beautiful.
So we've been aware of Mentors International for a few years now. In fact, one of the very first gigs that we did as a group was actually at a Mentors International Gala back in 2014. And so to come full circle here in 2022 and get to go and see what they were all about was truly amazing. And, I think obviously in addition to the culture, the beautiful, breathtaking landscape, to actually get to go and meet the families that Mentors was benefiting. Mentors was helping them help themselves. In particular, we got to go visit this family that had a little manufacturing facility where they would take, raw metal and put it through a machine and create like these little gas regulators or something like that. And, the men were in one side of the shop actually forming the pieces, and then the women were in another room putting them together. The mother of the family was running the administrative side of the business, and just you could see the pride and just the fulfillment out of life that they had, all at the hands of this incredible organization that was, as I said, helping them help themselves. And we want to sing a few songs for you tonight that kind of highlight some of our feelings around the experience down there in Peru. And this first one, I think, speaks very powerfully to the hope that an organization like Mentors brings to people. Oftentimes in life we feel like, there's nowhere to turn. Is there any hope for the future? But this song reminds us to keep holding on, reminds us we're not alone if we just believe.
Beneath an empty gaze hides the need I long to face. Somewhere between where I have been and where I'm going, my search begins. In my veins I hear a ringing of a voice ever calling me on. Believe there is an answer, and while you feel you're buried deep in a disaster, are waiting, ready to lift you up and carry not alone. Keep holding on and believe. Without a key or compass, I take the lead into the darkness. A puzzle piece illuminates the next few feet that lie ahead. Deep in my veins I hear a ringing of that voice ever calling me on. Believe there is an answer, and while you feel you're buried deep in a disaster, believe more hands are waiting, ready to lift you up and carry you back to safety. You're not alone. Keep holding on and believe. Just believe.
You know, I was just thinking about a few things during that song. There are more hands waiting. And just like the nuts and bolts that family was making, there's a lot of pieces that are required for an operation like Mentors International to happen. And we got to meet a few of those key pieces while in Peru, one of them being the awesome Ralph, the country director.
The legend.
The legend. He is a legend, and he was instrumental in pulling so many pieces together for not only our trip, but for all the amazing work that Mentors is doing in Peru and in other countries.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see how many people they impact in terms of helping, but also how many people they employ. I mean, it's hundreds of people all over the world. And it was cool to get to meet the employees of Mentors, because not only are they helping to lift others, but they have these great careers and opportunities themselves.
Well, the thing that stuck out to me the most was from the very first moment we met them at dinner the first night at the hotel, you could tell instantly they loved what they do. Yeah. They were all wearing their Mentor shirts. You could tell there was such a pride in knowing that they were doing meaningful work to help lift the people around them.
Yeah, pretty neat.
And one of Ralph's favorite songs, which he kept humming to us the entire time that we were there, is Amazing Grace. And we thought to perform that for you tonight.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see.
Well, as we finish up here with our last song, we wanted to say thank you again to Mentors for allowing us to share in the amazing work that you all are a part of. being able to go down to Peru and interact with the people and meet some of the clients that Mentors works with and impacts was a true honor, as well as being able to participate in the culture of Peru. In Peru, there's so much of it. It's everywhere, and it's so colorful, and the people are just beaming with light. It was such a great experience. You know, as we sing this last song, which is called One, we invite you to think about the impact that one person can have on the lives of others. It's pretty remarkable when you think about how lives are changed. Sometimes they're changed in mass, but more times than not, they're changed one at a time, one by one. And that's one of the things we love about Mentors, is that their work is one person at a time, one family at a time. And of course, over the last few decades, the impact that they have around the world has been remarkable, but it's always happened one at a time. And so as you think about how you might participate in this great work that they're involved with, we hope that this song inspires you to have faith and hope that you can also make a difference by just one small act at a time.
One risk can spark a moment, one chance begins a dream, one step can start a journey, one truth can set you free. The road less traveled calls to you. One thought can spark discovery, one choice can start today, one candle conquers darkness, one lighthouse lights the way. The towering mountain calls to you. One life can make a difference, it's all inside of you. Our hearts can be together now. It's up to you. One seed can start a forest, one raindrop builds a stream, one voice can lead a nation, one vision can be seen. The future's waiting if we choose. One life can make a difference, it's all inside of you. Our hearts can be together, binding strong and true. Our prayers can reach the heavens now. It's up to you.
Thank you, GENTRI, for the uplifting and inspiring music. So awesome. I love these guys. That is the message these mentors share daily with families living in developing countries who are trapped living in poverty. Their dreams of providing more for their families are coming true thanks to Mentors International and the programs that we offer.
Mentors International also has ambitious goals. They want to help everyone who has a desire to improve their circumstances. To do this takes funding.
Now we are challenging you. This is your opportunity to lift one by one through your donations and participation in our silent auction. Every dollar donated to Mentors International makes a $5.15 economic impact on a mentored family. That's 5 times the impact.
Wow. Remember that now throughout the weekend, all donations will be matched up to $50,000, making your impact twice as great. Please donate right now. Click the link within the comments and make a change.
Absolutely. You may be asking yourself, how can I get involved with Mentors International? And there's a lot of ways you can do it, but a simple way is just visit their website at mentorsinternational.org and sign up to receive the monthly newsletter.
Follow them on social media, like, comment, and hear the stories of their friends and families, and share this virtual event with everyone that you know. Let them know that you support Mentors International and their sustainable mission to end poverty.
Participate in one of our expeditions. Travel with us to see firsthand the meaningful impact that Mentors International is making. Meeting these families and seeing all of the fantastic progress they are making has profoundly impacted my own life.
It really is. Seeing their smiles on their faces witnesses the dignity they feel as they make positive changes. They are gaining confidence from improving their circumstances. I'm so grateful to have experienced this firsthand, and I will never forget the times I have spent with these families. It truly is remarkable. Let's keep this momentum going of this event. Let's keep it going, lifting one by one. Together we can make this meaningful change.
So determine how you can do one thing right now to make an impact. Maybe it is to tell one person about Mentors.
You are that one person that can start the change in others. Be the one, lifting one by one.
Ending the cycle of poverty for them, their children, and their grandchildren. Their future is bright and their big dreams are coming true. I am humbled by your kind hearts and generosity.
I'm so grateful to be here supporting one of the world's most impactful charities, Mentors International. You know, I'm so thankful to be able to virtually share this message with everyone tonight, so thank you. So, don't forget that there is still time left on the silent auction. It will end at 9 p.m. Mountain Time on Saturday, October 8th. The link for the auction is on the Mentors International website as well as in the comments and description below.
Thank you again for spending your time with us and supporting Mentors International. From the bottom of our hearts and from across the globe, we would like to say thank you for lifting one by one. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mentors.
Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Namaste.
Good Team Cambodia, good Team Ghana, good Team Nepal.
Gracias.
Gracias, amigos. Hasta
Chao.
luego.
Hasta luego. Adiós a todos.
Un abrazo virtual.
Gracias, Mentor.
Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Thank you, Mentor.
Thank you.
Gracias, Mentor. Gracias, Mentor.
Thank you, Mentor.
Gracias.
Gracias, mentor.